Hello and welcome back to Jekyll Geek's RPG Realm. And in the second episode, we are dealing with the second episode of the solo play, actual play of the Fabula Ultima RPG using Dragon Quest as a backdrop for it. In our last episode, our hero, which I'd named Jackie after my screen name, went to the king to get his quest to defeat Baramos, and then had to go to Patty's party planning place to get some companions. Although these companions are more interesting than the ones you find in Dragon Quest III. So he and his new friends, well, new acquaintances, head out for adventure. In the HT 2D remake of this game, the chancellor pretty much tells you to go to Reeve to find the thieves' key. Although in the original, you're just stuck on the small island of Elihan, and Reeve is pretty much the only thing you can reach. Even though you see a castle in what looks to be in the middle of a lake, but either way, we're going to Reeve. But in Fabula Ultima, when you going to overland traveling, you roll a die depending on how dangerous your environment you're traveling through, and on a 7 or higher, you get in, get an encounter. Like you can see, no villains. I know it's somewhere here. Journeys. See, which pretty much for most slightly wilderness locations, unless it's crazy, it'd be a D8 or a D10, and pretty much rolling once to get to Reeve. But I'm going to fudge this die so we get an encounter out in the wilderness, which would be, say, some grasslands. And we'll have that as our marching order with our hero in front, the other warrior, Angus, in second, and Veronica are being our squishy mage in third. But this game being Dragon Quest, pretty much you gotta have the first encounter be slimes. So, no. Change layer to tokens. And here we have 3 slimes. So what the what is said for the initiative tracking for this game is what you have is what is called a group challenge, which means for Fabula Ultima, you can look and see conflict scenes initiative, which is a dexterity and insight check, which I'm going to have the main character, because he's the main character, be the leader of this role. But you have a group role. This group role being a dexterity plus insight, which you have. I'm going to have Veronica and Yangus roll. And Veronica succeeds. Then I'm going to have Yangus roll. And both succeeded. So I'm going to have the main character, Jackie, roll. The modifier of 2 because the other 2 companions succeeded, which is in a group roll when the following characters succeed, it adds to the leader's roll. But the leader's roll is the only one that really matters. And it was a flub. So now the slimes get to go, and I'm going to have this as a first one is going to attack Jackie. This one. And I have this nice slime macro, which is rolled a 9. And which does not hit the defense. But now Jackie is going to try to attack the slime, like so. Can make an accuracy check. And Jackie does not roll all that well. So now the other slime tries to attack Yangus. And rolls a 12. Which hits Yangus. But it's an 8 plus the slime's damage is the highest roll of the dice plus a 5. And the highest that the slime rolled was an 8. So Yangus takes a total of 13 points of damage. But now Yangus is going to try to attack the slime. Like so. Oh, and he does really well. No, it's not supposed to be. I got that wrong, so I'm going to try that again. Crit fail. Oh no. I'm going to have to look and see what. Control F for fumble. Okay. Damage affinity. Oh, and he received something called a Fabula point, which is a sort of a player currency. But now the final slime tries to attack Jackie. And it fails. But now Veronica is going to use her staff and rolls a 13. But the highest is an 8, so that is an 8 plus 6. So this slime takes 14 points of damage. And now we go back to the start of the initiative, which is we have one of the slimes try to attack Jackie. And an 11, that succeeds. So he takes 13 points of damage as well. But now Jackie tries to attack again. Okay. Mine. And I had the +2. The sword naturally has a +1, but I have the weapon mastery, so I would roll with a +2. And then is a 9, 9 +6, and that hits. So I do 15 points of damage to the slime. And now the second slime tries to attack Yangus. And that is another 13 points of damage to Yangus. So 34. And now Yangus tries to attack the slime. And misses. And now the slime tries to attack Jackie. And does another 13 points of damage to Jackie. And now Veronica tries to attack. And she does not do too well. And now the slime tries to attack Jackie, but in the third round, but fails. But now I am going to try to use some on a melee text and number. Oh wait, that succeeded, but so I'm going to do something called a call out all the stops. Some of the stops, but I'm going to spend 10 mind points to try to attack two of the slimes. And that succeeded, doing 14 points of damage to two of the slimes. And now the other second slime, this one, will try to attack Yangus and fails. And now Yangus will try to attack the second slime. And that succeeds just barely because doing 21 points of damage to it. With this big war axe, he does a lot of damage. Now the third slime will try to attack Jackie. And 7 plus 5 is minus 12. So Jackie is down to 22 HP, which makes him in his crisis mode. And we're going to have Veronica For she's seeing how injured Jackie is. He's gonna fire off a spell. Could have written this before, but Ignis. Magic. Add spell. Okay, and because of that, she's rolling a spell. Doing a not can show what a something magic spells. Since you have to get offensive spells is an insight plus willpower. So that is a 14. And our highest was a 10. So highest roll plus 25. Oh, so plus 15. So she does 25 points of damage. I'm going to say she rolled 25 points of damage to this slime. And now we're at the top of the round with one of these slimes attacking Jackie and missing. And Jackie, he's going to try his multi-slash again. Try to hit the first two slimes. Hopefully taking them out. And failing. And the next slime attacking Angus. And that is a crit. Critical success. Let's see. Some levels. Some play. Well, I'm going to just put it at a 13. Can't find anything, but I take a total of 13. And now Yangus is going to try to attack back. And no, he does not. Now the third slime will try to attack. I'm going to say slime tries to attack Veronica. And that fumbles. So now Veronica is going to use her magic again. And that does 14 points of damage to, I'm going to say this slime, knocking it out. And this slime would have normally attacked. So now it is Jackie's turn to try to attack the second slime. is 5 plus 6, so 11 points of damage. And now the second slime will try to attack Yangus and misses. And Yangus will try to attack. That's Veronica. Yangus will try to attack back, hitting for 20 points of damage, taking out this slime. And now the other slime will try to attack Jackie, doing 13 points of damage. Oh no, Jackie's really low. So, total of 9. And I'm going to have Veronica attack, use another spell. So that was a 7, so 22 points of damage. And now can Jackie hit the slime before he gets hit again and possibly knocked out? Let's see. And he does. And the last slime is down. And that is an example of how combat works in Fabula Ultima. I decided to go with basic monsters, not only just to start out easily, but also the fact that slimes are basic monsters with no abilities, and they are iconic to Dragon Quest. But you see that this was even so, with just 3 monsters against 3 people, this was quite the lethal combat, with Jackie losing almost all of his HP. Although he could decide to heal himself. That's Yes, it's probably a good idea to heal yourself, and even so, you could. All the characters can pull out remedies to heal themselves for 50 hit points. But I would probably rename that to medical orbs for just to keep the Dragon Quest flavor. But yeah, you can see that the first combat I ever ran in Fabula Ultima was a lot bigger slog than this. So it's very important if you don't want combat to go on a long, long time. You want to have stuff that increases your combat accuracy, and that is why I picked melee weapon mastery, which you can pick up from the weapon master, or the sharpshooter class has the same thing for ranged mastery, and also uh, magical spells that the wizard classes like elementalist or entropist. Let's see, does entropist have spells that can? Yep, it does have. No, like drain vigor. That'd be useful. Well, maybe once I level. Uh, their magic spells do require MPs, mind points, or MPs, but they pretty much auto hit for a fair amount of damage. So they're very useful in making sure combat does not roll on for a long, long time. But that is a sample of combat, how combat runs in Fabula Ultima. I hope you enjoyed that sort of tutorial, even though it was a very tutorial for someone very inexperienced with the system. I'm learning as well as you. But I hope you enjoyed that sort of tutorial combat, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.